Hello and welcome back to our Lord of the Rings LCG solo progression series. And today's quest is the Nightmare version of the Blood of Gondor, which was the 5th adventure pack in the Against the Shadow cycle. A quick reminder, in this series, we're playing through each quest in chronological order of the game's initial release, and we'll only be using player cards that were available at the time of this quest release. I'm calling this deck Blood and Bloody Ashes. If you've ever read The Wheel of Time, you know that it's a very long book, or series actually, and about half the word count is Matt Cawthon saying Blood and Bloody Ashes. It's a curse in that book, supposedly a really foul one. And this quest makes me want to cuss, so I called it Blood and Bloody Ashes. So the original Blood of Gondor is not so bad, but they've given this the Nightmare treatment, and it's not impossible to win. It's just very swingy, and so not my favorite. There are playthroughs that you will not win because you're just overrun by enemies, and then there's some that you'll win more easily. So the deck idea is that we're just going to rush the quest with Beorn, Boromir, and Moblung, and we're not going to worry about threat. We're just going to deal with all the enemies and siege and battle quest our way to victory. Didn't mean to do this, but this is the same hero lineup and the same deck idea that was employed for the Nightmare version of Peril and Pelargir. And so I didn't realize that until after I built this deck. But, I think both of those quests kind of call for the same thing. But no new cards. Let's get to the quests and see how we do. Opening hand. It's good to see a weapon with Goblin Cleaver, but it's not a good opening hand at all. So we'll mulligan. And I like seeing the 3 2-cost 4 defense allies. That's great. Gandalf's good. Good opening hand here. Okay, so we'll stick with that. Nightmare setup. We remove the following cards in the following quantities and shuffle in the Nightmare cards. It says we're playing Nightmare mode. For setup, each player takes 1 hidden card. And so hidden cards unique to Blood of Gondor. And what you do is you just take a face down encounter card and you take control of it. And we don't know what it is. Throughout the game, there will be times where you will turn a hidden card face up. If it is an enemy, it sort of surprise attacks you. It engages you. If it's a location or treachery, you discard it. And so, imagine we have 4 of these and we turn all 4 face up because of some in-game effect. And some playthroughs, you'll get lucky and there'll all be treacheries and locations. So nothing happens. But some playthroughs will have 4 enemies and you just become overrun. And so tactics, I think, is a must in solo because otherwise you just can't deal with the onslaught of enemies. Maybe a low-threat spirit deck could have worked, but the Crossroads makes that, I think, inoperable. All right, the players cannot win the game unless the Crossroads and Black Númenórean are in the victory display. These 2 cards, we'll look at them in a minute. The Ambush 1A says, after the assault on Osgiliath, Lord Alcaron urges Boromir to pursue the retreating enemy. Boromir agrees and gives the mission to Faramir and his rangers. Grateful for your valiant effort in Gondor's defense, Faramir invites you to join the hunt. For a setup, we add the Crossroads and Black Númenórean to the staging area. Let's look at these 2 cards. The Crossroads is a unique location, and it has a threat of X. X is equal to the number of players in the game, so it is 5. To travel here, we'll have to take a hidden card, and there is a victory display or victory point value of 3. And there's a static or passive text here. The current quest card gains siege and loses battle. This is in play right now because the card is in play. This is not only in effect if it's the active location or something like that. It's in play right now because the card says it. It's out on the table. It doesn't indicate that it has to be the active location for this to be true. So right now we are in siege questing. So I'll go ahead and switch over to that. We'll need defensive values to make positive progress during the quest phase. Here is Black Númenórean. This is the Nightmare version of Black Númenórean, a little bit tougher. He can also go to the victory display, and again, both these cards have to go to the victory display for us to win. He has a threat of X. X is the total number of hidden cards in the game, so that can fluctuate up and down. Right now there's 1 hidden card, so his threat is worth 1. 5 attack, 4 defense, 9 health. He has an effect. When he engages us, we'll have to turn all hidden cards in our play area face up. And then there's a force effect that we want to avoid. Generally, I kill him in the first round. At the end of the round, each player must raise his threat by 1 for each hidden card in his play area. So you definitely don't want to... this is another problem, I think, with the idea of low threat spirit decks in this particular quest. Now we shuffle the encounter deck and reveal a card, and bad things can happen here, and then sometimes there's cards that whiffs. Let's see what we get. Okay, not a bad one, really. It's Orc Arsonist. We can deal with him. Okay, 11 progress needed. You've pursued the enemy all the way to the crossroads when a wicked horn blares in the distance. Within minutes, a host of orcs swarms out of the trees from all sides, led by a foreboding robed figure. At the beginning of the quest phase, each player takes 1 hidden card, and so this is going to be true for each round. There is a trigger at the beginning of quest phase where we have to take a hidden card, and so here in a minute we'll have 2. And then there's another trigger at the beginning of the combat phase, which shares a trigger with archery, so you could choose the order you want to do those in, but each player must either turn each of his hidden face cards up, hidden cards face up. I always say face cards. I don't know why. I don't know why I do that, but I've recorded this a couple of times. I lost the last couple of times, so hopefully this will be a win. At the beginning of the combat phase, each player must either turn each of his hidden cards face up or take 1 hidden card, and so we'll have a choice there. And here we go, resource phase. So I don't love the choice that I'm presented with. I like to put out these 2-cost 4 defense allies along with one of my 1-cost allies like Envoy of Pelargir or Knights of the Swan or Vassal of the Windlord, just because there is an enemy that may come out. I'll show it to you. Orc Scavenger or Ambusher. Forced, after Orc Ambusher engages you, discard 1 non-objective ally you control if able. And so if I put out Winged Guardian, then I would lose Winged Guardian if I happen to engage one of them. But I need to spend my resources and make positive progress here, so I'm going to have to do that. I'll put out Winged Guardian. I'd rather not risk losing Defender of Ramos at this point, because he's better later on. He can defend, actually, whereas you really can't with Winged Guardian. Well, you can, but you lose resource to do it. And then I'll hang on to this resource for now, because I might try to save up and put Gandalf into play and draw some cards. Not really worth putting the weapon out at this point. It would be potentially if I had Foehammer or Goblin Cleaver, which are great cards. So I have a couple of useless weapons, really. 3 Blades of Gondolin. It's not so useless. It's helpful with all the orcs. But Dagger of Westerness is not really needed. Spirit of the Citadel is the best weapon that we really want to see, but for this quest. But I just feel like it's worth having multiple weapons, because if I draw Foehammers and Goblin Cleavers and can't play them, that's frustrating. So, okay, so we've done everything we want to do for now in the planning phase. At the beginning of quest phase, there's a trigger. I have to take a hidden card. So now I have 2, which means Black Numenorian's threat is worth 2. And now I'll commit characters, and I will commit Winged Guardian and Boromir and Mablung. Just want to make some progress and keep my threat low. Now I do have to use Boromir's action to prepare. Later on we will have some attacking and defending. Action, raise your threat by 1 to ready Boromir. So we're at 34 threat, and it says limit once per phase. So now we have staging, and we will reveal Western Road. It says Western Road gets +5 quest points while it is in the staging area. To travel here, the first player must take 1 hidden card. All right, so no threat increase during the travel phase. In the previous version of the original quest, I would just leave this in staging, but 2 threat. I think you just got to clear out threat, I think, in this because we can't delay as much, and so I just can't let threat build up. So we will take a hidden card because we traveled here. Okay, during the encounter phase, I have optional engagement, and this is where my threat's at 34. I need to get rid of Black Numenorian, I will optionally engage Black Numenorian. His threat is worth 3 at this point. Now I've got a trigger from Moblung. Once per phase I can do this response. After you engage an enemy, add 1 resource to Moblung's resource pool. So he's got an extra resource there. There's a force effect on Black Numenorian. When he engages us, turn all hidden cards in your play area face up. So all 3 of these are going to be revealed. And if they're all enemies, that's more of a problem, obviously, than if they're locations or treachery. So this is where the swinginess of the quest comes into play and why I don't really like it. Because there are just playthroughs that are much more frustrating than some that are not. But we'll reveal 1 card at a time. And so we got lucky there. It's a location that's discarded. And a treachery is discarded. And there's an enemy, Brutal Ulrich. And nothing happens when he engages us. Remember, Moblung's response is once per phase. During the encounter phase, the same phase that we are in and that already yielded this response from Moblung, we make an engagement check, and here comes Orc Ambushers or Arsonist. Force: when Orc Arsonist engages a player, that deal 1 shadow card to each enemy engaged with that player. So I hate that, the way that worked out, because we'll have double shadow cards here in a minute. Okay, at the beginning of combat phase, I do have a trigger. I have to choose to either turn each of my hidden cards face up or take a hidden card. Now, I can't choose to turn 0 hidden cards face up because each, the word each, cannot be 0. All could be. So if it said you must either turn all, then you could argue that it's within the rules of the game to say I'll turn over 0. But here we can't do that, so we have to choose the other option, which is to take a hidden card. So we have 1, which means Black Numenorian has a threat of 1. And now we have the deal of shadow cards step, and then there are actions after that and before enemy attacks. Because of the double shadow cards, I just don't want a lot of extra enemy attacks. I am going to play the Wizard's Voice. Doom 3. Each player chooses 1 enemy engaged with him. Until the end of the phase, each chosen enemy cannot attack the player that chose it. So threat of 3, threat increase of 3, and I will choose Black Numenorian. And I'm exhausting him to help me remember that he can't attack me. Now, Orc Arsonist is going to attack for 3, and I'm going to defend here with... I'll save Behind Strong Walls. I'm going to use Beorn. I could use Behind Strong Walls to bolster Boromir's defense to 3, and and defend with Boromir, and then that way he could defend both and then attack back. But I really might think that it's wise, depending on what comes out next, to play Gandalf next round. So I think I'm going to just save that for now and just use Beorn. He's got this ability to defend without exhausting, so I might as well utilize that, I think. So 3 attack against 1 defense. Beorn's defending, not exhausting. So no shadow effect, and each either take 2 hidden cards or this attack is considered undefended. So we'll take it undefended, and I'm going to put that on Moblung. 3 damage on Moblung because we took an undefended attack. Not the end of the world. Sometimes that card comes out. I'd much rather do the undefended, at least while I can. Later on, I wouldn't have this option, but I don't want to take 2 hidden cards. And so since Beorn's not been beat up at all, we'll just defend with him. We'll use him to defend against this 4 attack. And no shadow effect and no shadow effect. So 3 damage on Beorn. And so, we have all the enemies have attacked us at this point. And so what I've got here is math such that I can destroy Black Numenorian. I need a combined health and defense of 13. So I've got 5, 3, 2, that's 8, and 3, that's 13. So he goes to the victory display. Shadow cards are discarded there. Now if I want, I can ready Boromir with his action, but it's not really beneficial. He only attacks for 3 at this point. The only thing I could think of is that if I attacked Brutal Auric, then he's got 2 damage on him, and then I could use a Goblin Cleaver to destroy him next round. But is it worth me raising my threat by 1? Since I played the Wizard's Voice, I think I will. Well, I couldn't play Gandalf and play this weapon anyway. So, do I want to do that? Because he attacks for a pretty good bit. I think I'll do it. I will ready Boromir using his action, and I will attack for 3 against 1, putting 2 damage on Brutal Auric. And then it might be at some point that I can use Goblin Cleaver on him. So if I drew Goblin Cleaver, I have it, and I can play this weapon. I might undo what I just did, because if I play Gandalf and I draw cards, I can't play the weapon anyway, and so I'm just going to have to deal with him in another way. And threat is an issue. But a bigger issue is getting behind and, just dealing with being overrun by enemies any particular round. So I'll just stick with this. Not really sure that's the right way to go, but we do have the end of combat. And at the end of combat, we discard shadow cards and refresh. And so we're not doing so bad, just 1 hidden card at the end of the round, next round. Okay, there's another weapon. But this is where I do think we're going to play Gandalf from hand. 1. Are we? Yes, we will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to draw 3 cards. All right. That's definitely good to have done. Sometimes I'll lower threat, but usually I'm just rushing the quest, so I'll just play Gandalf. I have no resources left, though, so I can't play anything else. At the beginning of questing, we do have to take a hidden card, and now we can quest. Now remember, there's that orc ambusher that makes you discard a non-objective ally, and so if he came out, I would want to discard Gandalf, and so I'm going to quest with him, and with Winged Guardian. If Orc Ambusher comes out, it's no skin off my nose when he engages me to just discard Gandalf, because I need to anyway, on down the road. We will quest also with Boromir and ready him using his action. Just want to clear this and keep from getting location locked. And so we reveal Brutal Auric. We made 6 progress, 2 on the current quest. Okay, during the encounter phase, Brutal Auric engages us, and Mobloon gets a response. He gets a resource in response. All right, at the beginning of combat, we do have this action from Faramir. We can exhaust Faramir to turn a hidden card face up. If that card is an enemy, deal 3 damage to it. So something like Orc Arsonist would just be destroyed outright. But to utilize that, I have to take a hidden card. I have a choice right now to either turn both of these over and deal with whatever comes out, or take a hidden card. And this is where the quest, I think, because of the nature of rushing it, I have to push my luck. I will just reveal these and hope that they're not, demolished, what's the word? Just enemies that we don't want to see. Okay, here's Orc Trickster. Don't love seeing that. Force, when Orc Trickster is turned face up as a hidden card, it makes an immediate attack against the engaged player. So he gets a shadow card for this immediate attack. It's worth noting, one benefit is that we will get a resource for having engaged Orc Trickster at the beginning of the combat phase. So he's going to attack for 3, and we'll defend here with Beorn. 3 against 1. He gets +1, +3 if undefended, so 4 against 1 is 3 damage. And so he is done with his immediate attack. We're going to turn this card over, and it's a treachery. Okay, so shadow cards are dealt. And then we are going to definitely use Feint and Behind Strong Walls, I think, because this is a lot of attacking. So I think I'm going to risk this just a little bit. Let me think. Feint, then I defend and ready with Behind Strong Walls, defend, and then ready him, and then block with him. So we will feint one of these Brutal Oryx. So let's go ahead and play Feint. There's an action window. It doesn't say it, but there's an action window after dealing shadow cards before enemy attack. So I'm going to play Feint. Combat action, choose an enemy, engage with a player. That enemy cannot attack that player this phase. So I'll just choose this Brutal Oryx. He's not going to be able to attack me. And then I'm going to take one attack, I think, with Beorn. This makes me a little bit nervous. His attack of 3, he could get a +1. And if he gets the +1, then Beorn's okay. So I think it's worth that. I think we're safe. So Orc Arsonist is going to attack for 3. Beorn is going to attack for the last time. He's going to defend. And he gets, oh no, that's the deal another. I knew there was something. So he gets another shadow card, so this could be a problem. So he's attacking for 4 against 1, and it was not Orc Ambusher. So 4 against 1 is 3 damage, and he is just still with us. All right, so he has been dealt with, and now Brutal Oryx is going to attack for 4. And I need to defend with Boromir. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to defend 4 against 2, but I'm going to play Behind Strong Walls. Action, ready a defending Gondor character. That character gets +1 defense until the end of the phase. So he's got a total of 3 defense, and he's defending 4 against 3, and he gets +1. So 5 against 3 is 2 damage on Boromir. And then Orc Trickster is going to attack for 3. I'm going to defend 3 against 3. He has this +1 until the end of the phase. So 3 against 3. He's done attacking. 3 against 3. And no shadow. And I never mind seeing, this is a terrible enemy. I never mind seeing Uruk Marksman discarded as a shadow. So he attacked and Boromir blocked. And now I don't necessarily want to use Boromir's action. I don't want to raise my threat, but I want to deal with all 3 of these enemies. So to destroy Brutal Oryx, I just need to put 3 damage on him. So I need to attack for 4. And so let's do Moblung and Lord Alcaron. And so we have utilized the fact that Boromir attacked last round and damaged him. And then here's the attack and defense of 5. So we'll attack with Beorn and destroy Orc Arsonist. And now we will go ahead and ready with Boromir. We'll use his action, readying him. Once per phase we can do that. We readied him before with this card, so he has not used his action yet. But 3 and 3 is enough to destroy Brutal Oryx. And we will leave Orc Trickster. It's worth noting his force effect. When he would be damaged, a random player takes it face down as a hidden card in his play area instead. So we can use Spear of the Citadel or Gondorian Spearman to damage him when you declare a defender, and he immediately becomes a hidden card and it cancels his attack. Sometimes that's really helpful, but I also don't really want him to be a hidden card, and so a lot of times I just like to leave Orc Tricksters engaged with me and I just block their attack and leave them alone. Okay, combat, we discard shadows, refresh. End of the round, Gandalf leaves play. Next round. Yes, there's Gondorian Shield. We'll put that on Boromir. And we will put out Do I want Spear of the Citadel? I love Spear of the Citadel, but I need to make progress. So let's go ahead and put out Defender of Ramos. And we'll quest. At the beginning of questing, we did have to take a hidden card. I'll quest with Lord Alcaron as well. If I get a total of 9 progress here, I advance. There are some cards with 4 threats, so 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to quest for 13. So I'm good. And I reveal Mountain of Shadow. So yeah, the mathed. It says, while Mountain of Shadow is the active location, it gains a force effect. After you turn 1 or more hidden cards face up, take 1 hidden card. So we made 9 progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have cleared the ambush. And we only have 1 hidden card, so everything's going well. So when we clear this, we advance to Captured. Faramir and Lord Alcaron have been captured. Through the throng of warriors, you see their bloodied, torn forms rushed eastward by a band of Uruks. You must move quickly to prevent the unthinkable. If there is to be any hope of rescuing your friends, you must first fight your way out of the ambush. When revealed, place Faramir and Lord Alcaron under Captured, this card, and they are now in play, but players cannot control them. And it's very important it says they're in play, because these cards both say if they leave play, you've lost the game. So they're not creating an endless loophole of defeat. Each player turns each of his hidden cards face up. So we have to do that, and we'll leave Boromir. I will leave him exhausted for now. So we're in quest resolution. So this is turn face up, and it's just a location. So getting a little bit lucky there. Okay, so 2B, we have to make 15 progress to advance. We are in battle questing, but the crossroads says the current quest card gains siege and loses battle. So we're actually in siege questing. At the beginning of the quest phase, we will have to take a hidden card. Right now we have none. And so we have a little bit of a timer, because once we have 5 hidden cards, we must turn them face up. And if we defeat the stage, we've won the game. Okay, during the travel phase, do I want to, yeah, I'm okay with threat. I'll just go ahead and travel here and just get rid of this threat. And then next round, I'll travel to the crossroads and we'll advance, but I can get things built up that way a little bit. That seems to be a good direction, because it's a lot of threat. Because this is not a bad, if there's a travel effect that made me take travel cards, I wouldn't worry about it, but this just says after you turn 1 or more hidden cards face up, take 1 hidden card, so it's a replacement. But we've traveled there during the encounter phase, nothing to encounter during combat, no more of the trigger that used to exist at the beginning of combat is gone. So Orc Trickster is going to attack for 3. Oh yeah, I don't have these characters anymore. They're supposed to be up here, just captured. So he's going to attack for 3. I'm going to ready Boromir with his action and defend. 3 against 4. And no shadow effect. And again, I don't want to attack back, because I would just make him a hidden card, and I don't want to have hidden cards. So we discard that at the end of combat. Refresh. Next round. And we'll put out this Winged Guardian. And also, just to protect myself, I'll put out Knights of the Swan. Okay, at the beginning of questing, I do have to take a hidden card. And I'm going to quest. You can see I'm making lots and lots of progress. See, I'm not going to reveal any hidden cards unless something makes me reveal, but I don't think there is anything. So I'm okay, I think, to go ahead and send Moblung on the quest. So yeah, we'll make as much progress as possible because of the crossroads giving us siege questing. And we reveal Edge of Ithilien, which has archery X. X is the highest number of hidden cards in any player's play area. So archery of 1. We made 14 progress, so 10 on the current quest. And during the travel phase, I will not travel here. It wouldn't make any sense to. This is only 3 threat versus 6 progress. I'd rather, because it's all the same, really, and there's not a negative. At this point, we're going to win the quest, but we'll travel here. And we have to take a hidden card to do so. So we have 2 hidden cards. But we're still in siege questing. So next round, we're going to siege quest for the win, actually. Okay, during the encounter phase, nothing to encounter. Orc Trickster gets a shadow card. And I'm going to ready Boromir. And I'll say that I did his readying during the action window during the encounter phase, just in case he makes a multiple attack. So 3 against 4, and no damage. 4 because of Gondorian Shield. And I won't attack and destroy Orc Trickster because I don't want hidden cards. So discard, refresh, final round right here. Let's go ahead and put out Spear of the Citadel. This is what I kind of crave, is to have Gondorian Shield and Spear of the Citadel on him, but we're going to be just fine with or without it. Okay, we're still in siege questing. We have to, at the beginning of questing, reveal or take a hidden card. Oh, I forgot the Edge of Ithilien. So last round, we had 2 archery that I did not apply. And so we're going to put it on, I guess we put it on Boromir because we're about to quest for the win, so 1-2. So last round, I forgot about that. That 2 archery should have been put on Boromir. Well, I'll say this. If I had known he had 2, I don't think I would have done that. I think I would have put 1 on Boromir and just left him a little cushion, and I would have put the other on a Winged Guardian, so that's fair. I shouldn't have that Winged Guardian. So 3 archery now. Okay, we're siege questing. We're going to send Boromir and everything we got. We'll ready Boromir. Actually, we don't need to. Let's just go back down to 46 threat. We reveal Northern Road, and we made just enough progress for threat. We made 7 progress. 1, 2, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This goes to the victory display. And it says if the players defeat this stage, they have won the game. We have defeated it. We have 15 progress. The only other stipulation is that the Crossroads and Black Numenorian are in the victory display. And here they are. The Crossroads and Black Numenorian. And so we made it through. We won in 5 rounds. We rushed the quest. Our threat was pretty high. And, we used a Wizard's Voice and we were still fine. Didn't lower our threat or anything. There are some cards that give you like Doom 2, a few treacheries that do this. So sometimes threat can become an issue. If we need to take 6 or 7 rounds to win, like this one has Doom 2, you could get that twice in a game and you're feeling squeezed when that happens. Or, this card could keep us from questing successfully. I don't think our threat went up from questing unsuccessfully much. There have been playthroughs where my threat does go up. But let's just kind of look through. I'll put everything back the old-fashioned way. So in terms of enemies and stuff, was there anything we need to just touch on? I'll just shuffle these back in as well. Enemies. Just a lot of these orc ambushers, when they engage us, we have to discard a non-objective ally. Didn't ever see one, but there's 4 of them, I think. Brutal orc, you don't want to let it destroy a character. Orc Trickster, we saw how they work. And there's some playthroughs where you engage 1, 2, 3, 4. I've had a playthrough where I had 4 Orc Tricksters in play, and that's where you need Gondorian Spearman or Spear of the Citadel to give you some relief, because you can't just keep taking that kind of attack pressure. We never saw this guy, thankfully. He's the worst. I think he's worse than Black Numenorian, really. Archery 3, which is tough. His 4th red is a problem, but his attack isn't a big deal. It's not a big deal to defend against Beorn, or defend with Beorn against him. But Force, if he is turned over as a hidden face card, deal 3 damage to a character controlled by the engaged player and return Uruk Marksman to the staging area. I'll always generally sacrifice an ally with that damage, but the archery can get to us. As you can see, we were already pretty full to the brim on damage. So archery can be a problem in this quest. Everything else I think we saw in terms of enemies, treacheries, they're just all related to hidden cards, really. And the locations, you can get a little bit location locked. You have to be careful because there's a lot of high threat locations. But there are plenty of playthroughs where you just struggle because you become overrun with enemies early. Anything in my deck that I didn't get to see, really. Again, you want to put out these 1-cost allies to sort of guide, escort, I guess, the 2-cost allies so that you don't lose your investment. Gondorian Spearman primarily is just for dealing with the Orc Trickster, but you can siege quest with him. More weapons than I need, just because I don't want to have a bunch of Goblin Cleavers or Foe Hammers and not be able to play them. They're really great cards, but you have to have a weapon to be able to trigger it. White Council is just that versatile card. You don't have a lot of card draw available to you in Tactics, and so it's a way to add some card draw. Or you could ready a hero if you're desperate, like Boromir particularly. Wizard's Voice, we got to see it in use, and it didn't kill us. So that's pretty much it. Behind Strong Walls is great. If you get it, we got it at the right time. That and Feint were super great cards to have at the time that we had them. So everything went our way. Hope you enjoyed the playthrough, and that you'll join me again next time when we finish up the Against the Shadow cycle with the Nightmare version of the Morgul Vale. Looking forward to that. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a great day. Thank you. Bye.